Now, we're back another Thursday. Another Bundy Thursday. Bundy Thursday. And there's a lot after transpiring over the last couple of days, shall we say. There's a lot of unfounded accusations been thrown in around the place. Unfounded. It's just more deflection, more what's happening really, Bundy, alright, brother. Just more trying to blame everyone else for his actions and blame everyone else for him going to prison rather than himself. You know what I mean? So we have these back out again. We're going to do a cross-examination of the information. I'm laughing there because he's had everything in his power to try and discredit this woman. And it's like, it's desperate. It's desperate. These are the actions of a man that knows he's guilty of sin. He's banged to rights. He is banged to rights, right? The little bitty, where he tried to say, like, the victim's partner. We're going to get into it now anyway. He tried to get the victim's ex-partner dragged into the whole lot of it, which is a complete conflict of interest. You cannot bring someone's ex-partner in on a criminal case in case they're harbouring ill feelings towards their ex-partner. Do you understand? What's happening, General? What's happening, boys? But if you try to bring that woman's ex-partner into a situation that, like, it could have been, they could be harbouring, and from what I can tell, it was a violent relationship. So he tried to bring the person's violent partner, the victim's violent partner, in on a case that involved him assaulting this woman. So he tried to bring. It's like there was a complete conflict of interest. Do you understand? So that's why, like, the judge found it not necessary to have that, and that's why that big piece of groundbreaking information, it was just fabricated. Like, it obviously was fabricated and obviously done in an attempt to discredit the woman. But look, Shad Bundy anyway stuck up some sort of a post that was sent to me. I'm an innocent man and all this, and this woman done this and this woman done that. I seen the general stuck up a thing saying she was a civil servant, so she was a civil servant as well. And I heard Axel say something that she was a nurse or something. So, like, her character was of a good person, like. We're going to go into all that video. I got sent that live stream of him in Thailand. We're going to go into all that in a minute. But we're going to read out the first part where he tried to say that this woman and he tried to bring this woman's ex-partner in, right? This was a pure manipulation tactic, trying to manipulate the situation while he was sitting in a Garda interview, trying to manipulate the Garda, trying to manipulate the police interview, right? And keep in mind, before I read this is the appeal. This is everything, the grounds for an appeal thing. So everything that held any small bit of significance that gave him a grounds for an appeal was in this, right? And it was all found to be not enough for him to win an appeal. So he never got the appeal. He appealed the severity of the sentence. He lost the appeal. He never appealed the conviction. He appealed the severity of the sentence. So, right. Shad Bundy had requested during his formal interview with police that further inquiries be carried out. Nowhere in truth this might be seen as something of an overstatement. The memoranda of an interview, which commenced at 4:12 p.m. and was conducted by Sergeant Phil of Garda and Garda Ashland, I'm not going to give the full names, records and appellant answers the questions as follows. He said, I wasn't gripping her. I wasn't even choking. Choking is too strong a word. It only went on for 2 minutes, less than that. Wasn't even much. She obviously turned on by it. That's obviously what she does. So straight away in that sentence, and then a couple of lines alone, right? I wasn't gripping her, no accountability. That's a sentence that says no accountability. I wasn't even choking, minimizing what he was doing. Choking is too strong a word, trying to justify what he was doing. It only went on for 2 minutes, more minimizing of the actions that he'd done. Less than that wasn't even much, more minimizing what he'd done. She was obviously turned on by it. That's obviously what she does, deflecting and blaming her for his actions. Predatory behaviour, right? This is me breaking down. This is the little piece of thing that he shared on his channel. Question. Please question. We can take a statement. This is what the police said now. This is what the on Gardaí Síochána said, the police, the Irish police, right? We can take a statement from her partner to confirm or deny that. While this is recorded as a question, it is more accurate to describe it as an observation or response. The answer to it is recorded as. This is what he said when the guard said the police said they might be able to get it, right? Get the ex-partner and whatever. Okay, that's great news that you're going to get him involved. Get to the bottom of all this. This was an absolute tactic to try. There was domestic abuse went on with her ex-partner, the victim's ex-partner, right? He tried to put that down to BDSM, which wasn't the case, right? He knew by dragging her ex-abuser into the situation that this was an intimidation tactic. Oh no, my ex-partner's getting dragged into this. I don't want to go through with this. This is predatory behaviour. This is calculated behaviour. This is not just the actions of a man. It's bad enough he's done it when he's drunk. But now, after the fact, he's trying to premeditate, how am I going to make her pay for what I done? Beastly carry on. Right, so in response to this argument, counsel for the DPP summarises, this is the Director of Public Prosecutions, right? This is where all charges are processed and see if the people want to go ahead with the charges or not, right? If the state wants to go through with charges or not, that's what the Director of Public Prosecution is. In response to this argument, counsel for the DPP summarises the complainant, which is Shad Bundy. Oh no, the complainant, which is the victim. The complainant as being one that the former boyfriend of the complainant was not interviewed. The former boyfriend was not interviewed because it was a conflict of interest. They obviously harbour resentment. So bringing her ex-partner into the situation, the victim's ex-partner, to discredit her is a conflict of interest. Because obviously, if anyone is going to discredit her, it's her ex-partner that would have held resentments, would have harboured a grudge. So the judge, let mind know, the judge at the end of this ruled that there was no place, there was no need to have her ex-partner brought in and all this, that there was enough in these statements and evidences that they didn't need that, and even if they did bring him in, it would have been insignificant because it's a conflict of interest, more or less, politically put, right? Boyfriend, the complainant was not interviewed. He said the significance or otherwise of that would be a matter for the jury to adjudicate on. So like you're more or less saying it was up to the jury to decide if that was a significant bit of evidence or not. Which in the end was decided it wasn't significant to drag her ex-partner into talking about sexual exploits. Do you understand? It was a complete conflict of interest, right? He said that what was crucial to appreciate was that the situation would be very different if the complainant had denied being in any relationship and denied that it was a relationship that involved force or violence. So he's saying he knew she was in a violent relationship in the past, the victim. So he tried to, in turn, intimidate her by bringing her ex-partner, who was violent towards her, into a courtroom to discredit her. Is adding up, people. I think anyone that has any cop on or any sense of know, it's a complete conflict of interest to bring her violent ex-partner into the situation to try back up the claims of the guy who abused her. Do you understand? He abused that woman, right? He took liberties with that woman that night. She said no. He threatened to kill her, and he threatened to ruin her life. And part of that, trying to make that woman feel intimidated, was, I will bring your violent ex-partner in on this. It was a calculated move he tried, and it failed. Simple as that. But he said the jury knew that she had been in a relationship where force or violence was used. Complete conflict of interest. Bring her violent ex-partner into the situation. Do you understand, boy? It's not good. Right. 1 second now. There was other bits of this I was looking over before I was going to start. Yes, this was, right, on genital examination, there was a tenderness of the fortune and multiple linear abrasions which were bleeding on contact, right? So there was proof of markings, there was bleeding on contact. It is said that this material, which the prosecution would have wished to be put before the jury and which would have assisted the prosecution, right? This was evidence that couldn't be put forward to the prosecution, but it would have benefited the prosecution, being the people that tried that got him found guilty in the end anyway. But he tried to say, oh, doctor reports and this and that. They were held out of it, but if they were brought forward, they would have benefited the state in convicting you in an already open and shut case, right? Shad Bundy. Let's see now. Now, this is what, dealing with the question of following up with the former partner of the complainant, the trial judge was of the view that the Gardaí, which will be the police, the Garda, should never have made the statement that they could take a witness statement from an ex-partner. So he is reprimanding the Gardaí, the Irish police, for even insisting that they could take a statement from her ex-partner, which was an abusive ex-partner, which would harbour a grudge and go with any narrative by the sound of things to discredit his ex-partner. Do you understand? Conflict of interest, right? He felt that information obtained from the complainant's former partner about her prior sexual history could never have formed part of a book of evidence, as a special leave of the court would have to be sought and granted before information about the complainant's prior sexual history could be put before the court. He said that he understood the defence's concern about the fact that the information in relation to BDSM arrived very late. So it just sprung out of nowhere. In his case, in the closing days, I imagine, there was a claim of she was into BDSM, which is clutching at straws, looking for tactics, looking for reasons, calculating ways to try and intimidate that woman, because he's a calculated, premeditated, bacon beast, armchair predator, right? But he noted that when an application was made to examine the complaint on the issue, that the prosecution readily consented and that the court granted leave. So the victim readily consented to this. She was going to bring to the court the situation and deny these claims that Shad Bundy was making. There was no objection. The only objection was she wasn't BDSM. These were just accusations, right? So the jury had the evidence before them on the previous occasion. The complainant... No, sorry, I'm wrong. So the jury had the evidence before them on the previous case. The complainant engaged... The jury had the evidence before them on the previous... that the complainant engaged in BDSM activity with her ex-partner. The judge felt that really what should have happened in this... The Gardaí should have returned to the complainant and taken another statement from her arising from the issue raised during the course of the interview of the accused. The judge felt that it would be totally contrary to public policy for the court to approve an approach of an ex-partner, right? This is the court couldn't approve, like I was saying, a conflict of interest, right? Of an abusive ex-partner, right? The jury felt that it would be totally contrary to public policy for the court to approve an approach to an ex-partner not involved in any way and not the subject of any suspicion. See, so there'll be suspicions, there'll be reasons why what are his intentions by coming in and being involved in this case, having a murky background with the victim. Do you understand? The judge's observation in that regard is subject of criticism by the defence. The defence tried to fight that one to the last. In other words, he criticised the judge. The striking similarities. Yes, it's all just. We'll leave that now for another time. We'll try talk over a few more bits about this next week. But I just highlighted what he was trying to say. Right, you cannot bring a woman's ex-partner that would be harbouring resentments to try come into a case and discredit her in front of that's a conflict of interest, do you understand? So manipulation tactics, try to bring in ex-partners to try and intimidate, try to deflect, try to minimise. These are all the actions of a predator, right? Now let's get down to the not a bother, Dr. Kim Perrell. Not a bother. But anyway, let's get down to who was watching the. I'm going to stick the link in for the general if he wants to jump on anyway. I'm going to stick the link in anyway. Invite guests, right? Copy. We won't be taking on a big panel of people like last week, because there was barely a word got in anyway. We're going to try slowly break this down and understand what's happening. Right? The link is in the chat. The general wants to jump on. But yeah, what was the opinion of there's the general now. What's happening, brother?
Here, I was going to say, so did you watch Dr. Rackpool's live yesterday? He jumped on it?
No, what's that, the dead fella?
No, Dr. Rackpool, so when he's doing a live, I was on it, and Shadowboxer jumped on, so this is what you just need to just do. See anybody that believes him or anything, just go back over when he's been on this side of YouTube and kind of piece together stuff and then get other videos of what he says, and you'll soon realize that he's a compulsive liar. So he admitted on the live last night that he doesn't know me. He doesn't even know my name or anything. Do you know what I mean? So he's got this fellow, and they've claimed they've knew me. They've claimed they know my dad. They're going to get my shot, stuff like that. So he doesn't even realize. I think he's that thick too at the same time. He's exposing himself as he kind of goes along. So see, I think we're letting him sink himself kind of too by showing this. This is his. Let's see what he's showing. It's only his words. They're only his words. What he's going to be saying in a document. Either play by the Lagarda or to a solicitor, right? See, if my solicitor did not try everything to get me innocent, I'd fucking sack them. That's their job. So they are going to do everything. They would have dug her background up. A good barrister would have fucking dug everything up in that woman. Everything. They would have dug every single bit of history that she had and went deep in her. She was a civil servant. All they need to do is just go on. If anybody's in that hasn't been on my community page, just go onto my community page. I've posted a few things that just even 9 out of 10 people in 2018. He was done in 2017. 9 out of 10 people in 2018 were done for rape in Ireland. So who is he trying to say? He was that one unlucky person and was wrongly convicted. What are the chances in that? There's more chance of you never getting convicted than there is of being unlucky and getting a wrongful conviction. Yeah. The evidence has to be overwhelming. It has to be. It's like a murder charge. They're not going to go through with it if they don't think they're going to get you guilty. That's the way it is, and it's sad. That is sad. It's sad the way it is, but that's the way it is. That's the way the courts work.
It is like to get a conviction, there has to be without reasonable doubt enough evidence to say that this conviction.
Listen, so somebody had said to me about the text message I'd never seen it, so I was never able to turn around and say, fuck yes, that's true. So then I was reading, I clicked on that link in on the internet and I was reading through it, and down the link there it says is that the police had evidence of a text message between him and his mate. That message must be damning for it to
Yeah.
be made, for it to be used as possible or plausible in court. It must have been damning. Put it that way, because it wouldn't have been used in court otherwise if it was nothing to do with a case. For
But
him to
that's what
even
I've heard of that text message, all right, and like he's trying to say that there was devices seized from her. It's just another deflection. The device was seized from him, and he was convicted on what was on that device. The device being his mobile phone. You know what
yeah,
I mean? So he's more deflection and lies, and he's just a spoof.
Mo,
He's a
The
complete liar.
community page. Don't know if you're subscribed or not. You don't have to subscribe. I don't care if you don't like me. This is to do basically with this. Just go over to my thing, go to like my page, and I'll say lives, videos, shorts, and then I'll say community. Just click in the community and just go to it. Listen, I can't. I'm fucking getting sick and tired of just banging my head off the wall of the fact how Paddy is kind of backing this guy. Man, it's fucking obscene. Listen, what Paddy's went through with wrongful convictions, this ain't the same. This ain't the same, and he needs to wake up to it. Now, I'm not going to go on about Paddy because this ain't what it's about, but I'm just saying the reason I kind of say about Paddy is because Paddy's bringing in, Paddy's attracting a following, and he's kind of trying to convince his followers that he's innocent, right? And if he can convince 10 people that he's innocent, that's fucking 10 people that have been misled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, this is the reason why I keep kind of saying about Paddy. I don't want to have to keep mentioning Paddy about things. But, like, man, it's mental if they're going to be willing to sit and fucking basically slate a victim online, and Paddy realistically doesn't even know her story. So he doesn't.
Exactly. He's just listening, and he's not even listening to a factual side of events. He's listening to a fabricated verbal side from the person that
But,
was convicted of it, that has
JP,
previous.
somebody had said before, no, it wasn't even somebody had said, I'd sat and watched, and then someone had just clicked him, and I said, I remember when he first came on YouTube, and then it started to get leaked quite a bit when he was on this side of YouTube. It started to get leaked to everybody a bit what he'd been charged with. It was put down that it was only a strangling incident. That's basically what everybody was told, right?
Mm.
And I'll be brutally honest, I kind of believed kind of that because I didn't know anything else about it, so I just thought that was it. So I still obviously don't agree with. Do you know what I mean? But that's what I kind of thought was the case because it sounded convincing. But then when you go and read it,
Oh, it's a different narrative than what's been said. Like
somebody had actually
100%.
commented in my thing when I put a screenshot up of what he was about a newspaper clip, and somebody commented on it saying, "Big whip did he do? He strangled the bird." And I was like, "Oh my god, what am I doing here?" I was actually just thinking of deleting my YouTube channel after that. I go, "Why am I doing this to myself?" But then I went, fucking copied and pasted the link in the fucking court documents, and I just sent them in the chat. It just says, "Get back to me once you fucking read that." And he
Mm.
got back to me straight away, and he apologized, and he said, "Listen, mate, I never knew that." He says, "I never knew that was the case." And I said, "Listen, I'm not here to make up lies. I'm not here to hang. Everything I'm going on is facts in papers or else in court documents.
Mm.
It's not made up. Like this is actually somebody's life that has been ruined, and somebody's sitting on YouTube trying to basically make her out to be a compulsive liar, an actor, which she wasn't. She was a civil servant. Screenshots up on my channel, and uh, yes, Mo, I know. I know you are. I do know. Like I have said that 90% of Paddy's chat are against them. I have said that numerous times,
Oh, a
and I'm
million
sorry.
percent.
I'm sorry to hear
Paddy's
that's
chat
happened
is
to you too, Mo. But
Paddy's chat don't like. There's a large number of Paddy's chat that nobody is and nobody's about, but they're just loyal to Paddy, like so they stick around for Paddy, but they're not fooled by what he's saying, like.
no, because you listen, you can't like. look, right. It's like you've got to look at it logically, from a logical point of view, not take the person that is trying to claim their innocence word for it.
Mm.
So you've got to look at it logically. He went to court, and then look at the demograph of what cases, what kind of them cases actually get to court, and people get charged, right? Then you've got to look at it like this. He appealed it, and he lost his appeal. So you've like he's nowhere along them lines has he ever fucking even got close to ever getting it overturned. He'll never get an appeal again. He'll never
No.
get an appeal again. And he's fed people along that he has an appeal in.
He has
Where
no
is
appeal.
where is this appeal? Suppose it was going to be put up too. Never been put up.
It's just one, and it's like, as you say, the character of Walter Mitty Patton. He just comes up with these fantasies and lies and
See
stories and situations.
anybody that is a storyteller and would have a fucking would you would say would be a scriptwriter, it's him. It is
Yeah,
him. That is
yeah.
what he is. And
So
he's proved that.
he keeps resorting back to, you can make a Netflix story out of this, you can make a documentary, you can make a film. He's the only one that has these delusions of grandeur in his head that he's this big innocent man that's going to make this big documentary and this bare knuckle comeback and all. Like, it's
Yeah,
all fantasized. You know what I mean?
yeah, it is. That's basically what it is. And he
Mm.
thinks, listen, see, like people say, like, why would he not have took the pleaded like he's saying he didn't plead guilty, but he apologized. He did run a trial. He said it was a 6 week trial. That's not what it says in the paperwork. It says 3 weeks or something. I
Yeah.
don't know, but he's saying it was 6 weeks, and he says, somebody had said what like you wouldn't plead guilty or something, and then somebody was like you would, but and you were like, and I was going to myself, but if you were innocent, you just would refuse to even accept any guilt or
You wouldn't
anything.
apologize.
Yeah, you wouldn't apologize, and as your solicitor can't apologize for you because that's not his job to do that.
He had to
Do it.
take direction from him to say, tell her I apologize, tell the victim I apologize. He would have had to take in direction. Your solicitor is there to take direction on your behalf. You give them the information and they relay it to the judges,
Yeah.
the juries, whoever it
Yes.
is. You know what I mean?
When I got done for fucking drugs, they came to me. I was pleading not guilty because they didn't have phone evidence. That was basically what I was doing. And there was no phone evidence to say anything. They were trying to do me one intent to supply it. I was going, no, I'm taking a trial. My sister was like, listen, mate, I've got people off for the same amount, just big amount. He was going, I got people off, but he was like, it depends how you perform in the box. And I was like, listen, fuck it, we'll run it. Because there's nothing, there's no scales, no bags, no phone evidence, no nothing, just the stuff. That was it. It was where it was big enough amount for them to say you're going to get done when intent to supply. And that's what they were going on. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to run the trial. So they adjourned it for a couple of months to come back. When I came back, my barrister was sitting talking to the prosecutor. My barrister called me over and he said, listen, they're looking, see if they get you guilty here, they're going to fire the book at you. Like, they don't like you. That's basically what
Mm.
they're saying. They're going to fire the book at you. He says, but they've offered a plea deal to you. So they've said, except it was fucking basically like 11, do 6. And then basically accept that you're dead attempt to supply. Instead, if you run the trial, they're going to give you fucking way more.
They hit you full whack. If you go not
Yeah.
guilty and you're found guilty, you get full whack, a full sentence anyway, straight away.
So I basically went fuck it, and I says, now my barrister called me into the room, into a private room, and said this. He was like, I'm telling you, they are going to do everything possible if you run this trial to send you down for a
Mm.
long time. And then they said to me, he said to me, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm giving you some hints in my wording of it. You know, the plea
They can
deal. The
advise
plea,
you. They can
yeah,
advise you
he
what to
was like,
do,
the
but
plea deal, the plea deal,
yeah.
the plea deal to me. And then he said,
Mm.
I went, I'll take the fucking plea deal then. That was just basically as it was.
Yeah. No, I'm worried. I know, General, because I've been in the courts myself since I was young fella. And
Yeah.
They have to, like, they can advise you, but the final decision is in your case. Like, you have the final say on your charges and your. So him saying to the solicitor, tell the victim I apologise, was his admission of guilt without him having to say I'm guilty. The apology alone was admission of guilt. Do you
Yeah,
understand? So, and
yeah.
a solicitor
So,
can't go admitting that his client is guilty
no,
without his
no,
client saying
no.
so. Like, you know
So
what I mean?
Aim makes a good point there too. Who gives a fuck if the victim writes stories as a hobby? That is exactly it. That
Exactly.
victim, that victim could have any hobby she wanted or work as anything she
Yeah.
wanted. They still have
But
no right.
to know for the
Eh?
public prosecutor, the DPP, right, the state prosecutor that would have been up against him, if that was even remote, if that was even part of the case, and if it even had any standing, that would have had to been mentioned. Do you understand? And the fact that it wasn't mentioned means it had no legal standing, and it was just a hearsay. It was just him adding, him saying the BDSM thing. He did not submit that till very late into the trial. So the judge acknowledges this claim of BDSM came very late. Wasn't there from the start. Do you understand? He
Yeah.
very late. He brought it into the trial very late. You know what I mean?
So what it is. Right, do what it is like yeah, I get you mate. So what it is like I can't remember what I was gonna say. Yes, like so like I can't remember Exposing Fighters Live he was on and he wouldn't let any so he was controlling the narrative kind of thing. He knew not Exposing Fighters wasn't gonna let anybody else on and he was saying, just ring me and I'll tell you the facts, just ring me. So that's basically just saying, ring me, I'll tell you my bullshit, you have to believe it, that's it. And that's basically, in my opinion, what he said to Paddy is fed Paddy the biggest pile of shit there ever is. And Paddy's kind of bought it because Paddy says he's been
Yeah.
done for wrongful convictions in his past. But when it comes down to this and the evidence and everything, it's not a wrongful conviction and an appeal that he lost. So, like, when he goes to the appeal, there's three judges, and the three judges. Now, when they say one of the judges was on Shadow's side, that's not the truth. The three judges, there was one of them just wasn't happy with the conviction or something. It wasn't to do with the actual thing. They said that the three judges in the appeal said that the conviction for the SO was safe and it wouldn't be dismissed, and that the jury wasn't misled or anything. They
Mm.
knew what they were convicting him on, so they were.
Like, he tried, like, that woman who was in an abusive past relationship. He tried to bring her abusive ex-partner into that trial as an intimidation tactic. Do you understand? That was
Yeah.
a calculated,
Well, well,
premeditated, and
well,
manipulated move.
well, John Paul, that's what I'm saying, right? See
Yeah.
if your solicitor wasn't basically your solicitor would probably his pastor was probably going to him. You need to find something. You need
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
find something
100%.
here, or else you're
100%.
going down. That's what he's probably saying to him. You know,
100%.
you need to get people to dig into her background and find something pronto, or else
Yeah.
you're going down. And that's basically what they've tried to do. They found out a bit about her ex partner, and then they've went and they've tried to use it. But like, how can anybody get that ex partner in? Because like, unless you've ended on real good terms with your ex partner, there's a chance your ex partner might take a bit of fucking disliking
Yes.
against you, and
Yes.
then turn on you in the court. Do you know what I mean?
To discredit you, to make cause as a harbouring a grudge and making you look like just as a payback tactic. That's what he was depending on. He was depending on this ex-partner that she had a rocky past with to come in and say this, that, and the other, because it ended rocky, let's say. So that was a calculated, premeditated, a continual attack on a victim. Do you understand?
Yeah,
Salt in the wound, like, I'm after doing what I've done, now I'm going to bring in your ex-partner to agree with me. Do you understand?
yeah.
That's
I
that's
like.
predatory, like.
I would fucking love to know what that message said. I would love to know.
Yeah.
I've
That
reached
was
out to the papers and waiting on a reply from papers because I would
yeah.
love to get the opinion of one of the people that read a article on him. And then I've also gave the papers the link to his channel and stuff
Yeah.
and should let them know because listen, this ain't been done on his channel for a reason. Because why would you not do it on your own channel to prove to your own subs that you're innocent? What is
100%.
it? What is it we're trying to we're getting Paddy to try to prove that he's innocent? You know, this would be done on your own channel to prove your own subs, your own. This is your own subs that that you're innocent. He was saying last night to me, he was shouting like he seemed out shady. He barely let to get it in the edgeways. He was just shouting over me. He was going, "You and JP will be sorry. You'll be sorry when you see you know." And I was going like I was just I could barely get it. I just kept saying to him, "You're a convicted rapist. Just you know that's it, ain't it? That's it. That's it." And he just wouldn't answer.
But sure he can't. The narcissist won't answer or acknowledge the truth. He'll just acknowledge everything else. You know what I mean? Deflect, manipulate, premeditated, calculated, discrediting. These are all he's showing with his actions what we're telling him. Like what we're saying he is showing with his own actions, like you know what I mean?
Exactly. He's sinking himself a bit. I
Yeah.
think he's more the more and more it's going on. Listen, as much as it gets torn a bit, but at the same time, it's his channels took a dent in it. That's fact. That is fact. Like it has took a dent in it because he barely does any lives. He doesn't really put up any more content. The odd bit of shit here and there, and his views yesterday were absolutely brutal. And at the end of the
And
day,
every second comment in his comment section is calling him
yeah,
out on his dirt. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah, 100%.
so like so that just proves to me that there was a large number that fed into that narrative before this was all brought to light. Do you understand?
100%. Like he's a believable kind of person
Mm.
if you actually don't know what read into this stuff. But listen, we're all humans, so
Yeah.
nobody's just gonna jump in and start reading court papers or anything because you just kind of go take some people just take people at face value and
Mm.
then you give somebody a benefit of the doubt. But I think if 95% of the people actually read the court documents and shit, then they wouldn't give them the benefit of the doubt. And I think that that's what has changed. People have started to read and have started to see shit, and they're now went, Jesus, you know, this doesn't just sit right. Like
Oh,
I did say, somebody had put in a thing, Melissa must be in the same stuff. I did say that would be a person that she'll probably never speak like, but that would be a person you'd love to get a side of the story because she definitely knows the
but
way
you
it's
can even tell, like, from past like lives he brought on in situations where they have the character slipped and there was arguments between the two of them. You can see he's a coercive, manipulative, narcissistic
Yeah,
controller and abuser. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
The mask comes off when he have a few drinks in him and he's with that Melissa girl. You can see what way he treats her. The mask comes off. You know what I mean? And he gets vicious and he gets violent with the tongue. He gets vile with the tongue and starts putting the woman down. He starts doing all these things and then he says, "Oh, it's all content." He tries to put it off as a laugh. That's not a laugh. That's him coming through. Like, you know what I mean?
you just wonder what she thinks in it. Like realistically, like I wouldn't
No,
want my sister going out with somebody like that. Do you know what I mean?
no, no, definitely not. Definitely not. And for this whole thing, you have patterns of behaviour. Like, as you said there, PC himself, Paddy, right? He's the one that goes on about patterns of behaviour and there's a previous for this and previous for that. If you look at them live, that live I was sent the other day that I made a bit of clip of videos out of, right? There's every pattern of behaviour that Shad Bundy is everything that is accused of him. You understand?
Yeah, I don't
Everything.
think
Don't.
I don't think Paddy realizes is he Paddy kind of discredits saying every victim. So the likes of when people are going at DACA, how can he say anything? Because people then have a right to support DACA. People then have a right to turn around and say it's a he said, she said with DACA. Do you
Mm,
know what I mean? Like that's just facts. If you're going to go
mm,
down that route, that is the facts of it. They're both
yeah.
convicted of a sexual offence in courts.
Mm,
That's just the way it is. So you just have to go with the courts thing. Like Paddy
yeah.
goes on about bird shit too, and bird shit is fucking the exact same. Only he has no conviction, but he's got NFAs. So he shows a
Yeah.
pattern.
Yeah.
He shows a pattern when he's so many NFAs for the exact same thing. To me, that shows a pattern, unless you're just one of the unluckiest men in the world. But I doubt it. I doubt Burchett just has that look about him too. Do you know what I mean?
And
And
what you were saying, I listened to what you were saying one time on the live there, I think it was last week or a few days ago. And you said you hate to agree with your man, but he's given Paddy's given him the upper ground, the higher
he
ground.
is.
I went back and listened to that live you're on about, and your man had a point. It's sick of me to admit, but your man had a point. Like,
He
you
did,
know what I mean?
JP. He slaughtered Paddy for an hour, and I was going
Yeah.
myself. Paddy doesn't even realise what he's doing here. He's handing this guy the upper hand by being able to say, I'm not convicted. He
Yeah.
is. Do you have him
Yeah.
about you? That's
Yeah.
basically the narrative he's painting to his subs. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, his subs are going to buy that because at the end of the day, it is the truth. Even though any normal person knows what bird shit is and he won't show his aggro. But at the end of the day, people aren't just going to listen to us about bird shit. They're going to go by the facts of he doesn't have the charge for it. Whereas Daka and the likes of Shadow do. So it's kind of like a hang if he's getting the upper hand by just going on about Paddy associating himself with this guy. And it soon will just be a point where people are going to say, why should we listen to you, Paddy, about bird shit? If you're sitting with a fucking convicted SO who is the court papers are damning, like they're absolutely
Yeah.
damning. I just in my head I haven't got that text message out of my fucking head. I'd love to see it. I'd fucking love to see it. I would love to see it. I don't know how I would ever get it or what, but I would love to know what that text message said. I think that sinks him. I
Oh, I
think that
think that was yeah.
I think if we could get that somebody that knew that what that message said, that would put anybody's fucking mind at rest, you know, that he's definitely convicted because they wouldn't mention that text message in anything if it didn't involve the case.
Exactly. Exactly. That if the point was just that'd be like me sending you a text and then bringing an irrelevant text into the situation that had nothing to do with it. They can't do that. You know what I mean? It has to hold relevancy. It has to be connected to the case. And I reckon what you reckon there, that text message was what sunk him. I
Yeah,
reckon whatever text message was
it,
sent between him.
it, and obviously the physical evidence and stuff. But I would say the message has obviously played a part in joining up the story.
Mm. Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because otherwise, they just wouldn't mention it. It would be irrelevant.
And like
I guess.
even the way in Thailand, like if we're back to patterns of behaviours, he kept calling the kind of heavy Thai bird, elephant, elephant, come over here, I'll break your nose, give me vape, I'll break your nose. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? The other little Thai bird he had there was, oh, if we ever with a convicted criminal, I'll choke you.
See, when I watched that, I was going, "That's fucking sick," because he knows
Yeah,
exactly what he's convicted of.
yeah.
When I seen that, I go, "See, that is sick in the fucking head," because he knows what he's convicted of, and he stands saying that, knowing they don't know. That's dangerous, like. That's fucking dangerous, like.
And like pulling women's fucking breasts out all over cameras and like, that's beastly that's beastly like you know what I mean that's just like anyone that can after even watching that bit of a video like I was of the narrative I didn't know that before I got them paperwork sent to me a couple of weeks ago I didn't know the extent of it either like you know what I mean when I got sent them a couple of weeks ago I was like oh I'm happy now things played out the way they did and I had nothing to do with him you know what I mean
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Well, I'll be brutally honest. I didn't really until you had started, until you had pulled out the fight. Then I'd kind of like you'd work doing videos, him and you. Then I'd watch your videos a bit. Then I was like, "Fuck, I need to see these. What this is about." And then when I seen them, I was like to myself, "Jesus Christ, and night." You know what I mean? I was
Flesh.
like to myself, "No way is that there fucking is that like the case that he's basically pointed out on YouTube to people." It's
No.
completely different to everything else. You know what I mean?
He tried to say that this film person on Tinder set him up and it's going to be the next big Netflix story and do you know what I mean? Like Come on, boy. Back to reality. Back to planet Earth. You done the woman dirty and you got copper. There's no one's fault but your own. You know what I mean? That's the reality
Yeah.
of it. And now he's. I see, and what's the story? What do you reckon? Like, even your man is Deca, right? Even Deca's not even entertaining him anymore. Did you see that live he done yesterday? Or
Seen it last night and I goes to myself, you know what? If I was like Daka is what he is, but at the same time, if you were had a better ounce of fucking sense like that, if Daka had a better ounce of sense, he just wouldn't have him on because
yeah,
people are just going to say it's two convicted Bacons together kind of thing. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? That's what it looks like. It looks like they've just communed together because of something in common. That's sad, though. That's the sad reality of it. That's what it looks like. The sad
yeah,
reality is them two feel like they've got common ground, so they'll jump on. He'll let Shadow on the live and basically said, but he like Daka was actually just basically looking at him, going, "This guy is an absolute fucking bullshitter."
yeah.
You
That's
know
he
what I
was
mean?
discrediting him straight away. From the minute he jumped on, I looked at it. He just did not entertain any of his shit. Like, you know what I mean?
If we're being pretty honest with it, Daka would fucking flatten him.
Oh, he'd smash him. He'd smash him to bits. He'd smash him to bits, and that's on a level where the two of them were to face off with each other. Deck is breaking them up. You know what I mean?
But like, if you were trying to get away from that, if you were Daka, you just wouldn't have him on because at the minute he's probably getting more kind of hate as well. Than like Daka kind of like shined away a bit, and now Shadow's jumping on. I think Shadow kind of knows what he's at because he is a manipulative, so he'll jump on his, and I'll bring hate towards Daka more than he will himself. Why does he not fire his own lives up, get Daka on or anything?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He's the channel, as you said there. The channels that are taking a whack, like the channels that are taking the brunt of this, like he never in a million years did he think or talk away that he's 100,000 souls would even take a hit like this. But his views, his comments, they're all his comment sections that are taking a severe hit. Every second person is saying, calling him out for what he is like.
Lock Roman parts in the back.
Oh yeah.
How you doing, all right?
What's the story, boy?
General, I tried to get you on. I did see your name on, mate. So I did.
Yeah, it was too close to 7 o'clock. I said, fuck it, I'm not waiting about no longer.
No, see what I'd done. He put the link up fucking about an hour before the live, right? So I put in the StreamYard and I spoke to him in the back, but then he brought me on the live and I thought it was live, but it wasn't. It was just behind the scenes. And he talked to us, right? And I asked him the question how he said he was on Subutex and that. But I thought he was getting Subutex off the prison. But he wasn't. He was getting it off the cons, mate. So that's how he was taking Subby in there. You know what I mean? Because I was wanting to ask him questions about how many milligrams he was on, how he was taking it, and how was he managing to get it up when it was a daily pickup outside, if you know what I mean. But he told me it was illegal stuff he was taking in there, mate. I was like, so how did you come off it? Because it's even harder than Brown to come off that stuff, mate. Honestly, once you get on it, you know what I mean? I'm just lucky. I've been off it 4 years now, mate. You know what I mean? So I'm just lucky that I was able to do it. But I didn't go in hard on him because he would have just kicked you off. I just asked him the questions that I wanted answered. And he's saying the same story all the time as well. So, you know what I mean? He never differentiates for what he's saying. And a liar usually talks about his stuff. He usually changes wee things, but he's sticking to the same story all the time. But I know he's a liar. I did ask him why he lies all the time.
And he admitted it. He has to part because he knows rightly he's been said the same that shit that much on YouTube that he'd be caught out if he changed his story.
Yeah. But I just say I wasn't going to get hard on him. I just wanted to. He'll let me back on now. So if anybody's got any questions, hit me with them and I'll ask them, mate. As long as they're not too fucking naughty, mate, and he'll kick me off if you know what I mean. But the last question was the best one. I don't know if you've seen that. About his body dysmorphia. I says, you definitely get body dysmorphia because see your cock. I've seen it in these fucking videos and it's fucking tiny and you see
Oh, Jesus.
But you can kind of see why him and Shadow kind of gravitate towards each other.
I bet he was only letting Bacon's on, mate. He's only had that Ben on and stuff like that.
They're
on,
of
and
the
they're
same
just-
kind. They're
they're
of
off
the
for the
same kind.
same- they're
They're
off
of
for
the
the same
same kind
people.
of character. That's why they're of the same type of person. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he said he done a bit of checking into me and he went on lives and he heard my voice and all that and he heard that I was no too bad, so that's the reason he let us on. But if anybody's got any questions they can't get on and he lets me on, let me know and I'll ask them, mate. 100%.
I seen that Ben went on for a chat with him afterwards, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know, I came straight over here at 7 o'clock, mate. I came off at 7. I've not seen any more yet, mate.
No, but I seen Ben went on had a chat with him as well. I see he's been excommunicated again over what he said about the other fella.
See the bottom line it is. They're all everybody's saying, oh, I've got pals on here and I've got pals there and they're my pals. You've never even met half these people.
No.
Half of them, I'm a voice, I've not shown my face yet, but half of them are just a font. You know what I mean? Might be people behind the font, but fucking, you don't know who you're really talking to, really. All right, Wreck-It Ralph, how you doing?
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. But you know what you do,
Yeah, you've not been looking after the chat, so I'm just going to give a shout out to the chat, mate. All right, you've not been looking after it. Conan, Mick Abbott, Apex Legends, Conan, Wreck-It Ralph. Who else is in? Least Leslie and Tia, my number 1. That's you. Solway, I can see you now, Solway. You changed your name, mate. Is that a new account?
It seems to be a pattern with the likes of these ones. Like they get banned and they try and manipulate them into like, oh, we'll look after you and stuff like that. But it is what it is with them.
But that's I seen that last night with your man Dick and Ben, and it's the same kind of thing that's going on again and again. It's just Ben will jump around, and then anyone that'll talk to Ben will twist them and manipulate with them. And do you understand?
Yep.
So like,
Jazzy,
I'm not
Bossman.
against Ben, but Ben can go do his own thing now.
I said, so Ben had written my comments today saying, was he banned from a channel? I just said, you're not banned, but you'll just never be back on a panel with me.
100%.
I said, at the end of the day, if you'd have stayed neutral from the start, you know, there would have been fuck all. Baz has always been neutral. I've no problem with Baz. I said, but you tried to jump back and basically say that we did this, we did that, and shit like that.
No.
I'm not going to have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's
There's Mo. How he's doing? Apex.
Hey, a pirate, I'm going to put you off there because your speaker's crackling. You hear me?
It's no me that's cracking, mate.
It is. I can hear the crackle in it.
Right, I'll go out and I'll come back in, right?
And, yeah, but I'm going to just do another few minutes on this anyway, then I'm going to leave it at that anyway, General.
Yeah.
But I just said I'd come on and do the hour anyway. And, but what I was saying is the Thailand videos, the manipulating of everyone, the deflecting of every accusation that was made, he deflected. Like, he took no accountability, no responsibility for anything. You know what I mean?
It's all like there to see. People just need to actually just use. They sit on their phones and watch YouTube or to laptops or whatever. Just go on and look. You'll find it. It's all out there. So, and then if you know, you kind of make up your own thing, and then read the court case, read the appeal documents. If you read it all, then go by his behaviour, go by everything, go by add up wee lies that he's told and hasn't told. Look at everything he's tried to say, that he's going to write movies or a Netflix series. Everything he's saying, he's tried to blame her off, but he's the one actually saying it all.
Yeah.
So it is.
So it's just a pattern, another pattern of behaviour, projecting onto everyone what he is about. You know what I mean?
He has to be, like, no matter what anybody says, I don't care what anybody says, I know I'm in under his fucking skin. I'm living rent free and not can't say it because he came on Dr. Rackpills and all he could do was shout. All he could do was shout. And that's the same way he tries to do. He never lets anybody, he could never sit down and fucking have a debate. Do you know what I mean? So you could ask him questions. You just shout over the top of you, never let you get your opinion, your question across them to say, well, what about this? And then I'm answered. Whereas, see if you thought you were literally innocent, why would you not reach out to somebody like fucking a podcaster with, well, it's a couple of thousand views on it or a couple of thousand subs and say, listen, I want to do my fucking thing. I believe I'm innocent. This is what I've got. Show them the evidence that you're innocent and say, let me on to explain my story, and hopefully I'll get my conviction overturned. Show them the appeal, because I'm sure if he had the appeal in, that a podcaster will then go, right, well, if he's got an appeal on, I'll let him have a say, and we'll see, if he gets his appeal overturned. You could just delete the podcast if he never got it overturned. But at the end of the day, he doesn't let that happen. He has to be in control of everything. So just think of the victim that night. He had to be in control. He needed to be in control. So he did. He says in the things it says, like, she went to bed with her jeans on or something, and he just kept talking about her jeans. Like, it says that, like, and it makes me fucking sick even there talking about it. But
it does. It's sick for reading, it's sick for repeating, but like, this is the reality of it. This is what he's trying to not let he's trying to let people not see these things or hear these things. The reason why he'll shout over you, he'll discredit me, he'll discredit you, he'll shout over anyone that's trying to tell the truth. You know what I mean? Anyone.
I think they were down for us to restream his party's live tonight. I think that was the case of where they're going to show this. Imagine it. Now, for somebody that's making an appeal, right? Let me tell you this. So, if you're going to prepare an appeal, you're going to have all your paperwork sitting in your fucking solicitor's office or whatever. But he's saying that it's going to take him a few weeks to get his paperwork. So there's another thing. There's another wee thing for sinking in some people's minds.
This is like the appeal that was going to Europe for 2 years that never went to Europe. It's going to take a while. It's just another spoof. I said this from the very beginning. He's just going to tell lies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it just looks even more dodgy when he said it's going to take him. It's going to take him a few weeks to get the paperwork. You would have all that fucking said and fucking for the Court of Appeals. You would have it fucking said, so you would. No doubt about it. Listen, JP, I'd had medical records fucking photocopied 6-7 times, fucking loads of fucking shit. I would have that copied so many times, so I knew if I lost one, I'd have another one. I lost always just backing myself up to make sure I could go to wherever I needed to go with that appeal papers. I'd be fucking trying my best to get that appeal over the fucking line.
I tell you my opinion now, right? My opinion of the situation is he has everything, every bit of paperwork sitting there in front of him. He just refuses to go over them because he knows they're damning. He knows they're pointing in the direction of you're a guilty man, Chad Bundy. You know what I mean? And he's just, if any paperwork arises in the next couple of weeks, they're fraudulent. I'm completely determined that they're fraudulent. If he presents any paperwork.
Listen, they're either fraudulent or what they are is just copies of stuff he has said.
Yes.
Stuff he has claimed to Lagarda or his barrister. Yes. That's all it is going to be. It's not going to be facts that are actually in court or used in court, anything like that. Listen, we can all make up a good fucking story and put it to our barrister or the court and try to get it accepted in to try to get a more lenient sentence or get the hang. Their last straw. Mo, how do you read the paperwork? If you go onto my community page, Mo, if you comment on my community page, I'll post you the link to the paperwork, Mo.
Yeah.
And basically, I can't remember what I said. I lost my train of thought. But at the end of the day, we know what he's going to try to do. Yeah, it'll be like you would try your best. In my opinion, when I read what he put up, it fucking frustrated me that much. That's why I screenshot the thing, put it straight up, because what he is saying, what he's put up is just basically a thing of what he has said. And if he didn't, and his barrister didn't, like his, I can guarantee you, his barrister would have been saying to him, "You need to get something quick, sharpies. You need to try your best to find fucking something." See, when I was going to court about the drugs, they were basically, my barrister was saying to me, "Get to the fucking doctors, get the fucking mental health thing, get the fucking everything you can. You get to everything now. When you leave this courtroom, you fucking get there and get on them fucking."
100%. But
Even,
that's the way to go on, like that's the way to
even
go
though
on.
even though I wasn't doing it, so he was like to me, "Get to them, get to them. You fucking lie through your teeth." That's what he was saying to me. He was like, "You need to get whatever you can to prove."
Murphy's mother. I had to delete that comment because you put something in it I didn't want to come up on it, or there could be something said.
No, his appeal was rejected, so the conviction was upheld. His sentence was just reduced because basically they couldn't. They thought it was too heavy because basically his appeal was based on, they were trying to say that the sexual offence was at the lower scale, whereas they had convicted him of the higher end. But because it wasn't actually like great, it what didn't deserve. They were trying to say it didn't deserve the highest of what he got. So they were saying, his barrister was saying it should have been the lower end, and that's why he got his sentence reduced to 2.5 years. But listen, there's a people over here have did stuff and have got nowhere near.
Do
On
you know what we're going to do, General? I'm going to jump on there. The Shad Bundy fella's on now doing his thing, and
yeah,
I want to get a look at the lies there and break
yeah,
it down.
100%. I'm gonna
More, brother.
restream it. See you later.
Nice one, sound, brother. Thanks very much. Right, lads. Look, it was a good old chat there. We got through the nitty gritty. We broke down a few bits. Have a look back if you're getting in late. We're going over to see what Shad Bundy's excuses are now. We're going on to see what else do we have to dissect to show you that this man is a complete out and out convicted bacon wrong and armchair warrior. Do nothing. Big poo house. Right? You up there with that. See you again, boys. Mind yourselves. Frosty all the chat. You up there with that.